Namo Adita Phat, good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fifth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful consumption, I vow to cultivate good health, both physical and mental, for myself, my family, and my society, by practicing mindful eating, drinking, and consuming. I will ingest only items that preserve peace, well-being, and joy in my body and my consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of my family and society. I'm determined not to use alcohol or any other items that contain toxins, such as certain TV programs, magazines, books, films, and conversations. I'm aware that to damage my body or my consciousness with these poisons is to betray my ancestors, my parents, my society, and future generations. I will work to transform violence, fear, anger, and confusion in myself and in society by practicing a diet for myself and for society. I understand that a proper diet is crucial for self-transformation and the transformation of society. Our Dharma reading this morning is A Mango Tree Was My Teacher by Lungpo Pasano. This is from Beginning Our Day by the monastics of Abhayagiri Monastery. As we practice, one of the qualities that we need to cultivate or attend to is learning how to pay attention to our circumstances, what is happening around us. So often we wait for instruction, the right circumstances, or a sign that we are doing the right thing. For us to really take advantage of the practice, we need to learn from our circumstances and pay attention to the natural processes around us. There's a story that Ajahn Chah used in his teachings. It is a Jataka tale about a king who takes his retinue off to do some business, and as they pass by an area in the forest, the king sees a wild mango tree full of mangoes and thinks to himself, "Those mangoes look really good. At the end of the day, when we're going back to the palace, I'm going to stop by this tree and have some of those mangoes. That will be really refreshing." Then he moves on. However, the people toward the back of the retinue have a different idea, and they start to bash the tree and shake the tree, knocking the branches down, taking the fallen fruit for themselves. Evening comes, and the king returns to the same spot. There before him is this poor, bashed up, barren tree where he believed all of the mangoes would be hanging. He's disappointed and thinks to himself, "This is really sad. This big tree's been beaten up and abused." He looks around and sees another mango tree that is not very full and does not have many mangoes on it. Reflecting to himself, he thinks, "That tree seems to be the same as it was before." There is a real problem with having a full tree, and it's the same problem I have with my life. I have many duties, responsibilities, and many people around me. Maybe I should transform my life to be more like this scrawny mango tree and step out of my worldly duties and responsibilities. That was his impetus to go forth on the spiritual path to become a religious seeker. In the future, whenever he was asked who his teacher was, he would respond, "A mango tree was my teacher." So when we consider the circumstances, the events, the natural processes around us, we see that truth is being displayed all the time. The problem is that we don't pay attention. Or if we do pay attention, it's not in a way that is reflective. we don't internalize or consider the true meaning. When this happens, we don't derive the benefit of the experience. Instead, we wait for some kind of overt teaching or instruction. With wise reflection, we learn how to internalize the teachings by observing the events and circumstances around us. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.